Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Wise Men Say podcast. I'm your host, Ty Fisher, alongside Jerald Lucas and a very special guest, diehard Columbus Crew fan, Konor. You all may know him as Konor Knows Footy on Twitter. Konor, my friend, how are you this evening?
I am doing good, guys. I'm ready to talk some crew, which, as you two know, my favorite thing to do. Um, thank you for having me on the show.
Of course, of
Ready to
course.
rock and roll.
Thank you for coming on. And of course, Jerald, my guy, besides missing out on 12 grand. How are you?
Still singing the blues.
Look, man.
But, it's par for the course right now. But other than that, a beautiful day outside today. Weather wasn't too bad. And get to sit next to, my buddy and talk something that we both love. And, that's the crew and all thing Columbus soccer.
As I'm currently trying to is it? No, that's not it. So I'm currently trying to find our YouTube link so I can share it out.
Oh, my God.
Look, man, nobody said I was smart, okay?
They call
here.
us wise men.
Hey, man. It is what it is. But, of course, we had a game to talk about. We have a game to talk about. Crew Nashville SC. Crew gets off to a flying start. About a minute and 23 seconds into the game, which, according to Rob McBurnett, the communications guy for the Columbus Crew, it is the. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. There we go.
Third fastest?
Yeah. It is the second fastest goal in MLS regular season for the Columbus, which was about minute 23. The first happened. Jonathan Mensah, 55 seconds against Atlanta a year ago to the day.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, Konor, give us your thoughts on the game. We'll go the first half.
First half, I thought, well, I was flying high the first half. I'm sure we all were. The Yaya Bowl Colosso was just chef's kiss. Willis should have saved that, in all honesty, but what are you going to do as a goalkeeper? But what I noticed especially towards the end of the first half, Nashville was really starting to find their rhythm a little bit more and start to get Mukhtar on the ball, which is what they did in the second half.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I said that I thought Columbus were playing really good. I thought Columbus were the better team in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the many attacks that Nashville had, I think Columbus were the better looking team. Again, that's just my opinion. Of course, they have they were able to pass and generate chances. Of course, obviously, the only one that went in was the very first shot on goal of the game. But there was just something about them. It's like they had that intensity, that grit that they normally have that they had at the beginning of the season. But I think it kind of surprised Nashville. But once they got that goal, they kind of set back a little bit. They didn't have that same intensity that they normally have. And then that's why Nashville was able to create so many chances, have so many shots on goal. But thankfully, our man in net, Patrick Schulte, was standing on top of his head.
Mm-hmm.
Jerald, what say you?
First half or the whole game?
First half.
First half, they came out with energy, and I think they wasted it all in that first half. because they got on the board first, and they sort of laid off the gas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they just started, playing a more relaxed, in my opinion. Could have been better. There were some mistakes as far as like some of the overpassing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was plenty of times that Coach O and Aiden and Lucas, were all right there, and it just was a touch too power or under touched. You know what I'm saying? So some mistakes were being made, as far as passing. I mean, it showed a little bit in the first half stats. I mean, Nashville outdid us all, and we were
Mm-hmm.
still 1-0, going into halftime.
Yeah. To the point of what Konor said. Yeah, no, Nashville really was starting to figure it out as it went on to the match.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to really defend a counterattacking team like Nashville, but as we all know it, as everybody on Twitter says, is defense is in shambles, which we'll get to it. The second half they were in shambles, but I think for the first 30 minutes of the game, in my opinion, again, I think we were the better team. I think we honestly had the best looking intensity, grit that we had, and I thought it was the turnaround. But then the second half happens, and it's just all of a sudden the defense implodes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's back to square one again. Everybody's saying it's a remnants of last year. So now the question poses, what went wrong?
I think I have a theory on that.
Okay.
So from what I've noticed, the first two Nashville goals were off of corners. You would see what I noticed is Nashville, they crowded Schulte, and they would crowd him, force our guys to crowd him, which I think obscured his vision a little bit. And every single cross would go far post, whether it's from the left side or the right side. They would always go far post, and there would always be somebody right there for Nashville. I don't know if it was a missed marking assignment or if he just slipped through the line, but there would always be somebody at that far post to poke it in.
Yeah, taking a look at the first goal, where Fafa Pico was just, I don't know how he did it. I mean, it was a good goal nonetheless. I mean, how can you jump and get a touch on that on the inside of your foot and get it to go in is absolutely beyond me. I don't know if it hit off of who's that, Malde Amazon that was guarding him or was marking him? I can't remember. But I think that first one, may have been like a mistake, a mental mistake on the defense. I did put a tweet out. Was it yesterday? Yesterday.
To Andrew Weeby.
Yeah. And I wasn't asking. I wasn't saying it was a foul. I was just asking possible, because if you look, I say possible because Teal Bunbury had Schulte's arm locked up, and I saw this on inside like VAR on the when Premier League did it. That same thing almost happened in a Leicester. Oh, I can't remember who it was. Game where it was Leicester Arsenal. That's what it was. Where Arsenal player like pretty much grabbed the goalkeeper's arm and prevented him from playing the ball. It almost looked like that same thing, but of course,
it's Columbus, right?
And VAR has not been a good thing to Columbus this year.
We've had one VAR call go our way when it shouldn't have went our way. And then the following game, VAR went. Yeah, there was it looked like an offside call should have been called. And we scored. It was at home. And as a matter of fact, it was against New England.
Okay, I was in Vegas in that game. I was in Vegas during that game.
Because Wayne Rooney had some he didn't really talk about, the refs.
If you're talking about Wayne Rooney, then it was DC.
Yes, that's right. Not New England, but
are you
DC.
talking about the penalty call that wasn't a penalty?
Yes.
Okay.
And they went to VAR and they deemed it was a penalty against DC, and we got the PK.
That was what, back in
March?
was that the home game?
That was the away game.
No, it was Christmas because Rooney was here and somebody asked him about the refs.
That was me.
Yes.
No, it wasn't me.
Not you. It was somebody else because we were sitting in there.
Yeah, it was the guy from DC.
He asked about the ref, and the VAR, and without getting fined, he sort of skated around it.
Yeah, it was Goff who asked that because I asked him what the team needed to do better in order to capitalize on the missed chances that they had.
There was a similar There was a similar situation to that against DC again, but it was in April in DC. We got a penalty that wasn't a penalty pretty much. And I think before that, Matan got a yellow for simulation. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that because everybody was like, oh, that's a penalty, da 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 da, and I was playing devil's advocate and saying that it shouldn't have been a penalty because he gets him, but if Matan he hesitates to go down, and when he notices that nobody is there, that's when he goes down, and that's when the penalty was given. That shouldn't have been a penalty. I think it should have just been if we're talking technicalities.
Yep.
I think for me it's a second yellow on Matan and he's gone.
Yeah.
But so that little clip on his heel though apparently saved the day for it all.
So as far as Nashville, right? What happened in the second half?
Mm-hmm.
The ref let things go, in my opinion, right? Because when Nashville,
I know who the ref was.
When Nashville brought in Leal, right? Or Leo, whatever
I think it's pronounced Leo.
Yeah.
That's how the announcer said it.
Yeah.
Whenever they brought him in, it looked like they were bringing in the enforcer, like in hockey, right? And in the second half, that's how Viacia honestly got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Is because Nashville was allowed to play, and I'm going to come out and say it, the refs let Nashville play dirty.
The Farsi and Nanzi did say on the post-game press conference that was the most physical game that they've played all year. And I agree. That was the most physical game I've seen.
There should have been at least a couple more yellows against Nashville. Or at least one red card.
I don't know who the ref was for that game, but he was very hesitant to reach in his pocket and pull out a yellow.
Just how many yellow cards were in that game? I want to say at least 5.
Well,
I could be absolutely wrong. Go ahead, Konor.
Excuse me for a second. All right. A fact that they brought up on the broadcast Sunday night was Aiden Morse is 1 yellow away from a 1-game suspension.
Yeah.
Because he got a yellow Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if you guys picked up on that fact or not.
And that shouldn't have been a yellow.
Let's play devil's advocate. That was definitely a yellow. That was definitely stopping a promising attack. He knew what he was doing there. That's definitely yellow. I saw it. Bailey tweeted it out. I saw it. I was I was watching the game with my mom and writing at the same time, so I really had the commentators turned down. But no, that was a well-deserved yellow for Maiden Morris. He knew what he was doing there. That's a frustration tackle, stopping a promising attack. That's that's like your textbook yellow, if anything.
That's what we call in the business a tactical foul.
Yeah. Yep.
If nothing else.
So,
Yeah.
But I mean, playing devil's advocate again, there was a foul that was at the other end of the field. That was a clear and obvious foul. I can't remember who it was on, but led to that. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm trying to think of
what about now, if you want to talk about not fouls, what about the early yellow card against Valencia?
yes,
like in the first 3 minutes. I think it was the first 3 minutes.
his yellow was
I have
the
it here.
5th minute.
Okay, first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Is it bad? I don't remember what happened. I don't remember what happened. Oh man, I wish I could go back and see. Like,
I wish they would give a clip on the foul what caused it. But no, like it just Nashville was allowed to play dirty. And anytime Columbus started to up the intensity against Nashville, it was a foul. It was a foul.
Bingo.
It was a foul. It was a foul. It was a foul. Oh wait, here comes a yellow card. So and Leo, literally there was the one where Aiden Morris got hit in the face. That should have been a yellow.
I thought he pulled out a card for that.
I couldn't remember if there was a yellow for that or not.
I think he did, if my memory serves me.
Was it first half or second half?
Second
It would have
half.
been late second half. I think it was after a Nashville set piece or Columbus set piece or something.
I see Anibal Godoy got a yellow card in the 77th, and then the next yellow wasn't until Aiden in 90+1.
See, I have to go back and watch it because I couldn't remember if there was one where Aiden got hit in the left eye.
I remember that play. I remember seeing him on the ground. I want to say there was. I'm not sure. I got to go back and watch it again.
But like I said, Nashville was allowed to play dirty, and anytime Columbus went to go match the intensity, it was a foul and the play was ruled dead.
Mm-hmm.
So that stopped it. That stopped any momentum Columbus had of coming back.
What about just looking at the play? Nashville was hammering us the second half.
They were, and and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it, and I'm gonna get a lot of heat, but Philip Quinton played his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
considering he was getting out. He got outran by Hanny a couple times, but he still got back there. Still was able to slow it up to where another defender for Columbus, I think it was Amundsen, was on his way to to getting there. He was doing everything he could, and even some of the tackles that he won, he was everywhere. So yes, in my opinion, Quinton played his ass off, right? Till Bunbury, that should have been goalkeeper interference because he did pull, Schulte's arm and was pulling him into the goal on that one set piece goal.
The free kick, the first free kick?
Yeah.
It was off a corner.
Yeah, off a corner.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. I said free kick. I don't know what I'm talking about. I play too much FIFA, guys.
Yeah. So, Teal was pulling Schulte into the goal, and it's clear as day that should have went to VAR. And even Schulte was sitting there looking at him like, bro, are you going to look at this or not?
Well, they did look at it. but it was for a possible offside.
Yeah, it was for the wrong thing.
Exactly, and that's what and that's where it should have been. The players should have been. Hell, even Nancy should have been. Hold on, that wasn't. Not even. You don't have to look for it for offside. Look at the goalkeeper interference, because you can look at all the different corner, the camera angles, and see Teal is pulling Schulte into the goal, and as the ball is actually coming towards the net, you can see Teal spin Schulte to get him out of the way. How is that not interference?
In my defense, I still think Schulte wouldn't have gotten there.
He would have been able. He would have been able to play it.
Yeah, he would have been able to play it. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. He would have been able to make an attempt to stop it, but when you got Teal Bunbury sitting there grabbing onto your arm and turning your body so that way you're perpendicular with you're going straight. You're looking this way, and here comes the ball, and he's got your arm. Instead of you looking at the ball, come on now. That's keeper interference.
Well, did you see what Andrew Weeby said?
It's not a foul.
He said that, and he said goalkeepers are protected too much. And I'm thinking, this mother, huh?
Wait, where did he say that at?
I think he said it like right under your. Hold on, let me.
So that leads me to this: if the goalkeepers are not protected enough.
Huh.
So I mean that's not a goalkeeper protection. That is preventing play. So if we're talking about a clear tactical foul on Aiden Morris on stopping a promising run, that's what Teal did to Schulte in stopping the play, preventing him from doing his job as a keeper.
I think, and I have to go to the IFAB for this. I'm not sure. I could be completely wrong. Hold on. Let me see. If are you asking for a yellow card against Bunbury, or just a foul? Let me ask.
I'm asking for the goal to be disallowed.
So you're just asking for a foul?
I'm asking for a foul and the goal to be disallowed.
Okay, then never mind. I thought you were going somewhere else with it. I thought you were going somewhere else with it. So you're just asking for no goal, a foul coming out, direct free kick for Columbus.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm not asking for a yellow card. I'm not asking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not asking for none of that. What I'm saying is disallow the goal. And, it's just a regular foul. Give him a warning. Don't do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Next time it's a yellow. And then, free kick Columbus and Schulte kicks it down the field. Had that goal been disallowed because of goalkeeper interference, I think
we would be talking about a different game.
We would have been. We would have been talking about it.
We could possibly be talking about a
draw,
a draw, or a win for Columbus,
or even I hate to say it, even a 2-1 loss.
I could get behind a 2-1 loss.
A 2-1 loss
in Nashville, one of the hardest places to get a result. I take anything under 4.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, for sure. I'll take anything for that.
But that second goal right between Schulte's legs, that's
the header.
Yeah,
Bunbury's header from the corner kick.
That that's just that's heartbreaking.
Now that is I think that's a missed assignment by somebody.
Yes.
Because Bunbury should not be that wide open. Yes, everybody's crowding Schulte, which eliminates him from the play. But that's a missed assignment.
Yes.
On somebody.
And heartbreaking, he went 5-hole.
That's the worst way to get beat as a keeper in soccer and hockey, whatever. Third goal for Nashville.
What, Hanny?
First of all, that guy's just unstoppable, to be quite honest with you. And in the midst of the second half, we lose Gustavo Vallecilla, who on his birthday, by the way, gets a yellow card and injured.
Happy birthday.
So now we have no center backs.
I mean, we do, but they're down in Crew 2.
But we don't have it. We don't have him for. I mean, okay. Question for both you guys: does Columbus call up a center back or two for tomorrow?
Yes.
If they do that and they play, you won't hear the end of it on the Twitters. I'm telling you right now, if that happens, you will not hear the end of it.
Yeah.
You'll see two center backs get called up.
And everybody's gonna have a
shit fit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll mark it explicit on the thing. It's okay. Everyone's gonna have a shit fit.
And everybody knows who I've been saying he's the next one to get called up outside of Marco, and that's Jordan Knight. Knight will get called up as a center back, just like he has done. And even Abdi Muhammad might get called up.
He added me on Snapchat one day.
Who, Abdi?
Abdi Muhammad, yeah. He added me on Snapchat.
Great guy.
Yeah.
But that's who. You know what? I honestly think Xavier Zenge might come up. Him and Holstad might come up. The two that
you guys aren't for the Sean Zawoski center back experiment?
No. No. Zawoski's better in the midfield and playing a little high.
I just hope both teams have fun. That's all I hope for. I hope the team in yellow and black has more fun though. That's what I hope. By the way, for those of you who missed it, Crew are wearing yellow, black, yellow tomorrow.
Woo!
So I want them to wear the black and yellow like they did against Pittsburgh. That was a sharp look. Colorado will be in. It looks like they're.
The New Day.
Yeah, yes, that's it. The New Day kids, which I'm so mad. I'm going to miss seeing them in person because I have to referee soccer tomorrow.
I'll take a picture for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hopefully Jordan's there and she's sporting one of them, walking around.
Yeah. But gentlemen, final thoughts before we move on to Jerald's beloved segment.
Quick thing here. This goes for everybody who's out there on the interwebs and the Crew stuff. When did we decide it was popular to hate on every single player? Like when did we decide that was a thing?
Nobody hates us like we hate us.
When Porter came in.
Bingo.
Here's the thing, right? Now I'm definitely not saying there's no, you cannot criticize, whatnot, but especially when given the circumstances that this team is in now, injuries, a very wild, congested schedule, and we have Nancy playing young guys who more than likely wouldn't have gotten a lick of a minute this year if Porter was still in charge.
Matan, he wouldn't be starting.
But I don't think Matan would even be here.
Matan would still be in
Romania.
Yeah, I don't think Matan would even be here. So the fact that Nancy has unlocked a monster in Matan is absolutely, I love it. But man, oh man, I do this after every game. I will interact. I'll say my words, and then I'll mute Twitter.
I need to
Especially,
do that.
oh my gosh, Konor, it is the best thing ever. I mute Twitter. Like I mute the notifications on Twitter in my phone. But my Lord, guys, we can't win every game. It's not FIFA. This isn't
I know.
FIFA beginner mode where you're scoring 90 plus goals on an AI that is absolutely playing like a crappy 4-year-old. This is it's just the way the ball rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 100% with you, Konor. I'm 100% with you because man, I don't think I've seen anybody since I've been following the team since 2010 and writing for them since 2013. I don't think I've seen any player in the span of my 10 years of writing get more hate and more disdain thrown at them
Then Eloy.
No, Aloy hasn't even been playing. Aloy's played
Quentin.
2 games.
Quentin,
Yes, that's exactly.
why are we hating on the young kid?
That's
Man's
exactly.
living a dream.
I've never seen so much disdain towards a center back who is a workhorse.
And the fact that he got thrown to the wolves.
Yeah, because he was a starter from day one.
Mm-hmm.
He played the first game because I think Josh Williams got hurt. I think
Josh hasn't played a game at all this
I
year.
thought he did.
Didn't he get injured in like preseason?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He got hurt.
So
He
then
hasn't played a game at all this year so far.
Philip had to start, and he got thrown to the wolves against Philly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In Philly, the reigning MLS Cup runner-ups, and absolutely have everybody back from that MLS Cup run. And we're just, I think that was the target, was run at this guy. He has very little to no experience. Run at him. So now, question for you guys. This will be the last thing we talk about before we go to our second segment. Does Columbus get help this summer?
Yes.
Quick with it.
For the sake of my sanity.
See, listen, here's the thing though, Konor, right? Yes, the crew will get help, but if it's not somebody that the fans like absolutely know, it'll be the horriblest pick that Bezpachenko has done in a transfer window. That's what
but Jerald, he hasn't done anything. \S for sarcasm, by the way.
Listen,
but Jerald,
he
hasn't done anything so far. We didn't even do anything after Mensah got traded. He hasn't done anything.
So you're saying the $10 million Colombian we signed last June is nothing? $10 million are pennies, pocket change.
So here's. I had a comment prepared. Like I was right. I had two.
Did you have to write something down?
Listen. I was gonna respond and I had to delete my tweet.
Oh dear God! Look, I've learned that if I'm going to say something, I'm just going to say it. If I lose followers, I do not care. I'm not there to impress anybody.
But the fact that Bezpachenko has a list of every position on targets, right? He's constantly talking to Nancy and asking, hey, what are your takes on this player? Here's a little bit of film on him. Hey, what about this player? What about this player? Oh, you think he'd be a good fit? Okay, let's start wheeling and dealing and start talking to agents. Now, before the season, we were going to have a center back. You know what I'm saying? You were there and you heard Bezpachenko talk in the preseason. We had talks with the center back, but those broke down due to the earthquake there in Turkey and Syria.
Go ahead, sorry.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe those communications are still around, that they never went nowhere. And then because of, transfer windows shutting down, I think it'll be the one that they were looking for, in the offseason, bringing him in from Turkey.
I just realized, off topic, I posted the wrong thing on Twitter. My bad. I'll fix it. Konor, go ahead.
I was about to say, I think we will get that Turkish center back, that young DP Turkish center back. And you guys are going to have to start learning Turkish pretty soon.
Listen, I'm tired of having to turn on Duolingo and try to learn Spanish, French, and I'm not trying to learn Turkish. Hey, but go ahead and give me Declan Rice.
Declan Rice. Oh my God, Declan Rice. Declan Rice breaks the bank for the Columbus Crew.
He's going to Arsenal.
No.
He's going to United.
No.
Arsenal.
No.
He's coming to
Declan
Manchester.
Rice is going to Arsenal. It's signed and sealed.
No, Konor, do not say that.
He's coming to Manchester.
Do you think Cancelo is going to Arsenal then?
João
And they can't
Cancelo?
get Rice? Yeah.
I honestly think João Cancelo stays at Bayern.
He's at Brighton. You said Bayern.
You're talking about João Cancelo, the Man City guy?
No, I was talking about the Brighton guy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about João Cancelo from City.
No.
Oh, okay. Why aren't we live?
Shows we're live on YouTube.
I couldn't find it for some reason.
Oh my God.
All right, so yeah, no, I think Columbus is getting help. Columbus is getting help, and I'm going to say it again.
How much help? Is it one or two?
I think it's two. I honestly think it's two. I think it's a center back that takes Moreira out and puts him back to where he normally is. And then it's another center back. So now you have Quentin and two center backs. However, that second one could possibly be a bench guy because pending when Milos comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you take one center back, that eliminates Moreira because now he's going back to where he normally is as the right wing back.
Moreira, I was about to say he plays right back.
Yeah. He'll go back to the right wing back. Amundsen will move to the bench.
Amundsen to the bench. I don't like that. Put him out on the left.
I think Farsi's doing good on the left.
I would have a true left footer out there, and I would agree with Konor. I would put Amundsen out there on the left.
Amundsen is a left-footed left back.
Playing on their right side.
Uh-huh.
What does Columbus come to? But so all right. So if we're going that route, right? One center back takes out Moreira to the right, Amundsen to the left, Farsi to the bench. We bring in Milos, who's healthy, or
when he's healthy.
Well, we're talking hypotheticals here. If Milos is healthy, he starts. The other center back off the bench.
Yes.
Right. To make that probably a 5-back. If
Ooh, me like.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys want to hear what I would do?
Yeah, good.
I would, if I was Tim Bezenchenko, I would have a meeting with Wilfred Nancy. I would say, okay, this is how much the league is allowing us to spend. We're going to bring in 2 designated players. We're going to bring in a young designated player and an older designated player.
Mm-hmm.
These are my options. These are the options that we have looked at. Here's film on all of these options. Pick one to start, one to come off the bench. That's who we'll go after. That's what I would do.
Yeah. It has to be how Bez described it at the induction, right? Because Jerald, if you remember, Nancy or Bez brought him a list of players.
Yes, and
And he vetoed like every single one of them.
that's what's funny about Nancy is Nancy will tell Bez who fits in his system or not. And Bez literally went to Nancy and said, "Okay, well, we got this list here," and Nancy said, "Yeah, none of them." So
it has to be a specific player that knows the way that Nancy has to run this team.
and I think it's a French player.
So when we say French player, we talking Liga or Ligue 2? Like there's two different quality sets of players there.
I'd go. I wouldn't even go the French leagues. I'd probably go for a French guy who's playing in like the Bundesliga 2 or something like that, or in a different league. But if we're going straight French leagues, it has to be the second division. There's absolutely no. Well, no, I'm not going to say that because there is a way that we got a
Well,
league player.
there could be a good young center back sitting on PSG's bench right now who doesn't see any minutes. I'm just saying.
Oh, who is that?
I don't know. I was just saying something.
Oh, I thought you had somebody in mind.
No.
But I mean that that's the help they were going to get. And in another way, I think it was you, Konor, that said something about it, or somebody said it on Twitter. But Cucho needs to play a little more coming out of the middle, and stop going too wide.
Oh, yeah, that was me. I said, in order for Cucho to be more effective, we have to play him where he's comfortable, which is right up top of the formation. Let him be a true 9. Because right now he's moving out to the left and to the right and becoming an inverted winger. And then he drops back way too deep in the midfield at times and becomes a deep 10. Kind of like Jesus Ferreira does for Dallas in the national team. He drops back so far in the midfield that he's not technically a striker. He's more of a center forward.
So almost like a false 9.
Yes. That would have been an easier way to explain it.
I like the technicalities though, Konor. I like the technicalities of what you said. Yeah, man, it's so hard because I don't know if anybody else sees this. I see a frustration in
I've been
Cucho.
said that. I've been said that since he came back.
Yeah, I see a frustration in Cucho, and it's one that is. I don't think it's with his position. I think it's with himself.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because when you have him playing out too far, to get him into that, he needs to be in the box more. When he was in the box against Inter Miami and he scored, right?
Well, he's outside the box.
He was outside the box, but he was able to get into the box.
Mm-hmm.
And then all those other shots that he had, he was in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was wide, whether it was, over the top, whether it was stopped, he was in the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was coming out of the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't going to he wasn't starting his run to the box on the outside. He was starting his run to the box in the middle and going towards Lucas or Nagby or going towards Matan and Farsi. You know what I'm saying? It was one way or the other, or he was going straight into the box. So if he plays more in the middle and let everybody else take the play wide, that gives him a chance to get into that box.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. I think his problem right now is he tries to be too cute with the ball and he ends up overhitting it. When a lot of times he just should get the ball at his feet, 1 or 2 touches, and just poke it in the direction of goal, right?
And that's where the frustration with himself is
Mm-hmm.
coming into play. Is he's second guessing himself.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that he's not scoring right now, so he's trying to be that playmaker and give those assists off.
Yes, and a
So
lot
he's
of
doing too much
mm-hmm.
and second guessing himself when he has an open shot for him to take. He just doesn't take it.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people say, well, we paid $10 million for this guy last year, and he's been injured a good amount of the first, like the middle-ish part of the first half of the season, and he's only scored 1 goal since coming back. But he has 7 total goal contributions to his name this year. 1 goal, 6 assists. So he's not scoring the goals, but he's setting up the goals. He's playing more of that Lucas role, the playmaker right now. But if we want him to be effective, we need him to be that monster in the box, that mouse in the box, and score goals. Harass other center backs and score goals. That's what made him so effective last year.
He needs to be
Get out his
that,
head.
yeah, and be the way that he was when he took the league by storm coming in July.
Against Chicago.
Yeah, man, right off the bench. I kid you not. When I saw him break on that run, and me and Jacob were sitting there, I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, that was a great time. Whew. But moving on, I'm going to ignore this phone call from my buddy because I'm in the middle of a podcast right now. Moving on, Jerald, my friend. Konor, did you watch the Crew 2 game?
I watched it very little on mute. And so, Jerald, this is your segment.
Jerald, my friend, it is time. Oh, I forgot to play our little intro thingy.
Yeah.
Oh well, it doesn't matter. Jerald, my friend, take it away for Capy's corner.
So apparently this game snuck up on me because last episode I said the next game was this Saturday. But Crew 2 was in action against Philly on Sunday, right before the main course of the first team playing in Nashville. And it started off nice for Crew 2. First 20 minutes, it looked like Marco was going to be getting a goal, and it turns out that it was an own goal. So Crew go up 1-0. 24th minute, Rayo was actually fouled in the box, and it looked like Taha was going to be the one taking the PK, and then Rayo was actually told to take the PK, so he took it, stared Philly Union 2's keeper straight down, and put the Crew 2 up 2-0. About 9 minutes later, it was Crew 2 picked up a penalty in the box. Philly went on with the PK, scored. From Raffanello scored the PK, and then just 2 minutes later, Philly turns around and ties it up 2-2 right before half with another goal by Raffanello. There, it just started to, even out right until the 81st minute, and Raffanello gets a hat trick against Crew 2. Scored 3-2, and that's your final. Didn't get a chance to get on the press conference after the game because first team was on when the game had ended. And then also, too, there was a shooting outside of Subaru Park. So, yeah. Yeah, there was a shooting. A group of teens were shot at, leaving out of Subaru Park. So
What did I say? I told you around there is like Linden.
it really
I
was,
told-
especially trying to find a place to park for a cheesesteak.
That just sounds like normal Philly. Philly on Tuesday.
Oh my God. Hey, Konor, you're
Whatever.
one of the honorary wise men now.
That just sounds like regular Philly. Yeah, it really does. No. First of all, did anything come of that? Was there anybody injured or whatnot that
I
you heard?
think that from what I saw on Twitter, it was a couple people were reported hurt. So I don't know. I got to look more into it to see.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure if gunshots were being fired and all that, I'm pretty sure.
Isn't that area like a sketchy area too?
Yes.
I wouldn't know.
Yes.
I've never been to Philly, so
You
okay.
and
Konor, are you from Columbus?
yeah.
Okay, so historical Crew Stadium, that area, 17th Avenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take that and put it in Philly.
Oh, ugh.
mix it with the west side and the bottoms.
Yeah, mix it with a little bit of the west side and the bottoms, and there you have the area around Subaru Park.
You have Westchester, Pennsylvania.
That's tough.
The only good site of Chester, PA, is the Delaware River and the Commodore Barry Bridge. That's it. Everything else is absolute gravel, probably drug houses, and like whatever else you can probably think of. It is a terrible area.
Didn't I name the tugboat?
You did, yeah, you did. You named the freaking
Thomas the Tugboat.
Yeah, this guy wants to freaking name boats going everywhere and whatnot. But moving on to anything else from Capy's Corner?
I mean, everybody. I mean, it was a good game. Honestly, outside of the Union 2 scored a late goal against Columbus again. I think this is the second time that the Union 2 have beaten Crew 2.
Wasn't that Union 2's first win of the season too?
Yes.
Okay, so they had to beat somebody.
Yeah.
And
this is the second loss in a row for Crew 2. They lost 2-0 against New England, and then they lost to Philly 3-2. I do believe they're. Let me make sure this time.
So that's another thing I don't understand.
What's up?
Cappies are in a slump too. So the Cappies are in a slump. Silence. It's like radio silence. If the first team is in a slump, it's all hell is breaking loose. That's another thing I don't understand.
It probably has to do with something along the lines of
Courtois doing some jiu-jitsu with the flag.
Not even that, but it has to be they're young, they're experienced. Let's do this and just give them a pass.
Okay, so they're not applying that same logic to Quentin on the first team.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So Cappies are in action Sunday, June 4th at 2 p.m. at lower.com.
Is that a Apple TV game or is that a YouTube game?
It is an Apple TV game on MLS Season Pass.
Who are they playing?
Chicago Fire 2.
I might either go or watch that game. I haven't decided. I have not been to the second team game.
What?
They're really fun.
No.
What?
I went to the Huntsville game. Me and my mom went. That was actually really fun. I'd probably go to second team games than I would first team games. I'm in the press box with you, Jerald, but I'd go to second team games than I would buy a ticket for the first team game, just because toxicity is not my thing.
Listen, the best Crew 2 game to go to is the Heck is Plausible, okay? Because if we thought that Hell is Real for the first team is something to see at lower.com, Heck is Plausible is actually pretty good. And considering last time they played each other at Historical Crew Stadium, it was a 9-0 blowout.
Yep, that is true. Moving on. The game that I called on Sunday.
How was it?
Erie Commodores in FC Columbus NPSL action. It was actually really, really cool, to be honest with you. It was fun. Our guy was not on the roster on Sunday. I don't know if it's because NPSL is one of those things where if you're available, they don't have contracts. So they're not, contractually obligated to be there. It's one of those, if you're available, we'll take you. If not, fine. It's just like UPSL, pretty much. But FC Columbus come into this game 0-2 on the season, losing to Steel City FC and Akron City, getting outscored 5-0.
So we lost to 2 Pittsburgh teams in the span of a week.
Correct.
That sucks.
Correct. The Erie Commodores came into this 0-1 on the season, so they played one less game than we did. First half was a little bit of a dry run. However, Columbus was for lack of a better term, not the aggressor, but they were the ones being aggressed, I say. I don't know. Erie came swinging. They had probably more chances and good looks on goal than Columbus did the first 45 minutes of that game. Konor, not Konor. What's his name? Konor Hartwell? Can't remember his name. Hartwell from Erie almost had a acrobatic bicycle goal go in, but his attempt went over the bar in the first few minutes of the game, I think it was.
Listen, if it's not a goal from the centers, I don't care.
I'm just saying. But Columbus kind of settled into the game about 20 minutes in. Generating opportunities. They played more down the side where the benches are than anything. So if you're at the field, they played the far side more than anything. The first half they were going right to left, so down the right side. So nothing at halftime. And then the 56th minute saw Ayub Uhamu cross the ball, and somehow, some way, it finds the back post and it goes in. So I don't know if it was the way he hit it or if the wind took it, but he scored.
Goal's a goal.
He scored the only goal of the game. And it was so crazy though, because it's like he's by himself so this second half. So now it's the right side is where our table is, where our broadcast booth is. And so he's by himself. It's just like an off balance cross. Like he's running, he just crosses it because it's about to go out. And somehow, some way, it just hits the far post and then goes backwards into the net. On the broadcast, you see 2 people from the stands. They're watching. They get up and they're like, hands on top of their head. And then all of a sudden, the camera pans to Uhamu. And he's just like, all right, whatever. But in the latter stages of the second half, the Commodores had 8 players as forwards. They threw everybody but the kitchen sink at Columbus. They only had 2 center backs and the goalkeeper playing defense. They threw everybody up to try and get that equalizer. Came close, but it just missed the near post. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, game over. Columbus wins 1-0. They are back in action Sunday at 5 o'clock against the Michigan Rangers.
I thought you were going to say the Muskegon Risers.
No, they're not in the league anymore. They're not in the conference anymore. They're not in the league anymore. So for those who want to watch
I got hatred for Muskegon, okay?
For what?
Konor. Because that was the only game that I was able to make it out to. And saw the goal from the kickoff.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And then that red card.
Damani's red?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got hatred for Muskegon, okay? Because in the following week, FC Columbus had to play Muskegon in the playoffs and was put out.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Damani couldn't play because of the red card.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I don't follow amateur soccer, so I'm just sitting here listening to you guys talk.
Oh, you're good.
Connor's FC Columbus and also Inter Columbus are
very
entertaining.
They are in action Sunday.
Is it playoff time or
3 o'clock? No, they have 2 more games and then playoffs. They play is it Lions?
Yeah.
They play Lions first, and then they play Foot Ohio the week after. So Sunday, for those if anybody's watching and wants to catch some NPSL soccer, Roberts Field at the Wellington School in Upper Arlington, 5 o'clock. FC Columbus versus the Michigan Rangers.
Wolf Ridge
11 is always out there. I gave them a shout out on the broadcast. Or at Whitehall Yearling, Inter Columbus and Lions FC UPSL soccer. That is at 3 o'clock, I believe. I'll have to double check. So plenty of soccer to go around this weekend in the Central Ohio area after hopefully getting 3 points from Charlotte FC this coming Saturday.
And Columbus FC is in playing too.
Who?
Columbus FC plays too.
Who was that?
The Eagles.
The Columbus Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Columbus Eagles.
Well, Columbus Eagles FC.
I stand by my stance. Bring us a goddamn NWSL team.
I want an NWSL team so bad.
They
Me
gave
too.
us a volleyball team. Now give us a women's professional soccer team, bastard.
Or I'll take a
WNBA team.
No, the USL Women's League.
The one that I mentioned with the promotion relegation format.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that would be fun.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Colorado is in town tomorrow night. They are. I don't think they're doing so hot.
They are winless in their last 5.
See, don't think they're doing too hot. Let's see, Colorado. They are currently 2-7-6 on the season. Konor, you are right. They have lost 5 straight matches. Their recent one was a 1-0 loss to that
Cincinnati.
team down. Oh, man, I was going to say that team down south.
Cincinnati should have put at least 6 past him. How they managed to only keep him to 1, I have no idea.
That's beyond me.
The 12th man, the altitude.
Oh, it was in Colorado, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nonetheless, they still should have put 6 by them.
I think we're going to get to this point, but I think last season in August when we played at Colorado, it was a 2-2 draw. And I think the opening goal of the game, Cucho scored one of the most beautiful diving headers I've ever seen. And then we proceeded to drop 2, and that would be the game.
I think you're right. If I remember correctly, that is exactly how it happened. Because I remember watching it, and Cucho scored like the first couple minutes. I was like, yes, we're off to a flying start. And then all of a sudden, Colorado just comes back, and I'm like, all right, this is disappointment all over again.
And it was raining.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Was that the game that we had like the 5-hour rain? No, that was
No,
LAFC.
no. We don't mention that.
Okay.
We don't
Yeah,
mention
no,
that.
that
We
was-
don't mention those 2 games.
We
That
don't
was-
mention Kansas
No.
City and LAFC.
Kansas City. That one was nothing. We don't mention LAFC.
Or Charlotte.
Definitely not that one.
The only reason why Jerald hates that one, I don't know if you know, Konor, was we get there. So we drove from Columbus to Charlotte. So we get there like 2:00, have some pizza. we go to get our credentials, and we get an email saying going through the east entrance of the stadium. So we get there, and they're like, yeah, no, we know nothing about it. You have to go all the way around to the south end of the stadium. So we're walking on like underneath a highway past like some like back roads and stuff like that,
And then walk back under the freeway.
and then walk back under the freeway just to get into the gate. So
Not
we
to
get
mention
there.
the rocky steps.
Yeah, so we get there, and it was super nice. It was sunny. It was, weather was nice, and then all of a sudden it's just, all right, delay. Delay. Okay, here, we'll warm up now. Delay. Okay, now we'll 16 minutes of play. Delay. Delay. We didn't get to the place we were staying until like what, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning? Something like that.
Yeah.
That's why Jerald hates rain delays.
Well, not only that, but LAFC, it was supposed to be LAFC at 3:00.
3:30, I think it was.
It was
And
like
then it didn't kick off till like 7:30
Yeah.
when all the other games kicked off.
Well, because so it was LAFC at 3:30, right? So I have to get there at least. They let media in 2 hours, an hour and an hour and a half, 2 hours before. An hour and a half.
It's an hour and a half, yeah.
Before kickoff, right? So then I have to get there so I could get a parking spot because I'm supposed to be in a booth right now. So you're talking kickoff at 3:30. I'm there at 11 o'clock in the morning just so I could get a decent parking spot and have to sit there and wait. Well, then you have the game was supposed to be at 3:30. Capy's game was supposed to be right after that at 8 o'clock. Here comes the rain delay. Game doesn't start till 7:30. So now you're getting into. I've been at lower.com since 11 o'clock in the morning, 11:30. And,
Somebody got grumpy.
I did get grumpy and I did get in trouble.
You did?
By Carlos.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This man cheering the press box.
No.
Cheer. He got mad.
I got mad because there should have been a call and I said something. And Carlos was like, Jerald. I was like, I'm sorry, Carlos.
And me too.
Yeah. And Tyler said, like, Jerald, you can't do that. And I'm like, listen, I'm sorry. I apologize. It won't happen again. So ever since the LAFC, I try not to cheer or do anything in the box, even though I know I want to sit there and cuss the ref out or, scream for joy, after a goal. I just can't do it. It's unprofessional. But yet we see other journalists around us acting unprofessional, and it's just like, they do it, but I have a higher standard.
Oh, my gosh. I got to do water breaks tomorrow. But Colorado's in town. Just to get this out of the way for Jerald, weather's supposed to be 87 tomorrow.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's going to be freaking hot as hell.
My younger sister, graduates on Friday, and it will be a gymnasium graduation.
I hope there's AC
miserable.
in there.
Oh, there's not.
Okay, well, you're looking at 92 degrees on Friday.
Dear God.
Colorado's in town. They are Well, that's how I know.
Hey, thank you, Mama Fisher.
Colorado's in town. They lose 1-0 to Cincinnati recently, sitting on 2-7-6 so far this season. Sitting in 13th in the Western Conference.
How are they not dead last? Oh wait, the Galaxy exists.
Yeah, the Galaxy are absolute they're in shambles.
I would have said Kansas City, but
look, we
They
thought
beat
KC.
Portland.
Yeah, they whipped Portland. I was kind of upset, not gonna lie.
I had to clean my glasses after that. I was in shock.
Columbus, on the other hand, sit below the playoff line in 10th after their 3-1 loss to Nashville, and they are sitting at 5-6-3 on the season. Couple of fun facts for you guys, including playoffs. The Rapids have lost only 2 of their last 11 matches against Columbus, dating back to 2011 in August. They've scored 16, at least once in 16 straight meetings against Columbus, including playoffs, dating back to 2010, which is tied for the longest active streak in MLS. The Revs versus Orlando in 16 straight. As we all know, Columbus has lost 3 straight matches in all competitions, though all 3 of those matches were played on the road. Dating back to early August last season, Columbus have lost only one of the last 14 home matches in all competitions. They've won 8 and drew 5. Last but not least, Rapids have lost 5 straight matches in all competitions following their 1-0 defeat to Cincy on this past Saturday. Last time Colorado had a losing streak this long was in March through May of 2019, a run of 8 straight losses that saw them change coaches after the 6th defeat. So, I guess you can say this is a pretty even matchup just by that. But what say you guys?
Well, I'll let our guests go first,
All right. So I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. I haven't watched very many games outside the crew so far this season because simply I don't care. But from what I saw of the Colorado game, a couple of the 7:30 kickoff games I was watching, they ended. Colorado Cincinnati was a 9:30 game. So I figured turn that game on. Why not? Halftime, I think I fell asleep. 0-0. I think I fell asleep. And then when I woke up, it was 1-0 Cincinnati with 5 minutes to go. As for Colorado, I don't know anything about them because I don't watch the Western Conference outside of Austin that much.
Who's that?
So I'm just going to let you guys handle that, and I'll get to you when the predictions roll around.
All right.
Who was that team that you said, Konor?
The green team.
The green team.
The Barcodes, okay.
Yeah, Broccoli FC.
Broccoli, yeah. All right, Jerald.
All right. So,
for the record, I'm with Konor. I haven't watched much of the Western Conference except for Portland. So, I'll just go off really quick what I saw, what I'm looking at right now. I think Columbus has the chance to turn a tide with this game tomorrow.
Thank you.
They do. They do have what it takes to, what do you want to say, get out of that slump. Because they did that against the LA Galaxy, right? Beat them at home. They silenced Chicharito. They silenced Puig. Made them all non-factors, right?
Well, to be fair, everybody's silenced Chicharito and Ricky Puig so far.
Yeah, but I mean, it was one of those battle of the rock stars. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, if we're talking about rock stars, I mean, the only rock star that they had was the water boy.
Yeah.
The only rock star they had was a water boy. I mean, Galaxy isn't absolute shambles.
Yeah, but before the season, this was going to be one of those battle of the rock stars. You know what I'm saying? Before the season started, I said this was one that that was a game that Columbus, a game to watch for and all that. So now you're going up against Colorado, who for some reason I don't know what game plan they had, but they kept FC Cincinnati in check the whole game up until the end of the game. So that's something if the league didn't pay attention to what Colorado did against FC Cincinnati, then the league is stupid. Because everybody started paying attention to what St. Louis was doing to people when they were playing at City Park and passing it back to, St. Louis City, in their defensive end, and St. Louis City was just, scoring goals nonstop.
They were 5-0-0 to start the season.
And they had their first 9 games, out of the first 9 games, 6 of them, they scored at least 3 goals in each.
I think so.
So, I mean.
Who's it, St. Louis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Lord. Yeah, and whatever voodoo that they have put on every single opposition and their center backs is working, because that own goal that Vancouver scored was absolutely nutty.
All I got to say is when it comes to St. Louis, we should be thanking our lucky stars that we got them at home in the League's Cup.
Yeah.
Because if it was in St. Louis, you might as well write that game off.
But, whatever Colorado did against FC Cincinnati, the league needs to take notice. Because they shut Acosta down. They shut Vasquez down. Which, Konor, if you ask Tyler about Vasquez is on his shit list.
So, I don't know if you guys know this. Acosta has played every minute of every game so far this season. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, but at the same time, Colorado still put out a game plan to stop FC Cincinnati, and it worked all the way to the very end of the match. So Columbus has the rock stars and the mentality. If they get back to playing fun soccer, and if you look at it, when they played Real Salt Lake, when they played Atlanta, they were out there having fun. I believe I asked Nancy the question, was it last Friday, about getting back to I think it was Amundsen or Nancy. I asked about getting back to the roots of soccer.
Yeah, you asked both.
So getting back to the roots, getting back to the basics, you know what I'm saying? And they both agreed that, you got to get back to the basics. Amundsen said, get out there and have fun. Still, respect your roots and get back to them as far as the roots of soccer. But when you're having fun, the team wins.
Key to the game, Konor.
My key to the game?
Yes.
This might shock you all and shock everyone watching and listening later. Be a goldfish. Have a short-term memory. To take a quote from Ted Lasso. We got embarrassed on Sunday night. We play again Wednesday. Monday started a new week and a new slate. Every week we're 0-0. Gotta have that mentality. And just go out there and have fun.
Off topic. I'm staying up and I'm watching that finale tonight. I'm
episodes behind.
Oh,
you gotta catch up.
I know. Most of it's been spoiled already, but I mean, I don't care.
I've seen a couple spoilers already and whatnot.
No, you better not.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. The only thing that I saw, I will say this. The only thing that I saw was that apparently there's going to be crying. That's it.
That's what I saw too. So again, off topic, who is your favorite Ted Lasso character outside of Ted Lasso. So you
Oh
can't say Ted
man.
Lasso.
Oh man. Who's
Roy
my favorite
Kent.
character? Oh man.
He's there. He's here. He's everywhere. Yeah.
I got to see Roy Kent in Vegas when I went to NAB. I'd have to say my favorite character is Coach Beard.
I cannot love Coach Beard.
He's just
Nah, I know why.
he's just like he's just so brutally honest sometimes. He's just like that guy.
Oi.
He's just that guy. Jerald, your key to the game.
Key to the game, get back to the basics.
So would you get back to the basics would that be holding majority of possession and running in behind center backs and shooting the ball when there's an opportunity? We haven't been doing a lot of that this year. Back to the basics.
Yeah, they really haven't.
What about Nate? Screw the one.
Wait, hold on. He's a snake. He's a snake. Even though, never mind. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah,
Nate
you better not.
is
Spoil the
still
rest of the goddamn season.
Nate is still a snake in my eyes. That guy.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he-
I got to the part and like the episode where Keely has her problems and he tries to do his own diamond dog meeting and it fails miserably.
Yeah, when he did that, I was like, dude, you're not Ted Lasso and everybody else. Stop
he
it.
wanted Rupert to join the meeting, and he called the secretary, and she just flat out told him he's not coming.
Yeah. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I'm sitting there like, stop it, dude. Stop it, Nate.
Are we in trouble?
You're not him.
Are you sure we're not in trouble?
No, but to get back to the basics, get back to the crew way, right?
Mm-hmm.
We saw how when the crew is firing all cylinders on how it works. Get back to that. Yes, injuries have played a part, but you have to learn how to overcome and adapt to injuries. You can't forecast, this person getting hurt, this person getting hurt. You can't forecast it, right? So you still got to get back to the basics. Get back to being the Columbus Crew, the hardest working team in America.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to kind of piggyback off Jared's point a little bit and ask you guys both this question. Mm-hmm. And sorry, Ty, I'm taking in your time here.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I have seen a whole lot of moments in games where our forwards would have a one-on-one opportunity with the goalkeeper and not take the shot. And that has frustrated me more than anything this year so far. If you have an open shot, why do you hesitate? You shouldn't need to think twice about just pulling the trigger. What's the worst that can happen? It goes over the bar or it's saved. Just shoot the ball when you have the opportunity in the box. That's.
I want to quote what Nancy said, but I don't want to get it wrong. It was, who were we playing? Was it LA when Cucho tried to chip it over the keeper and he saved it? Okay, whatever Nancy said, because I think it was Austin that asked the question. Cucho had the chip attempt, and like a minute or so later, he plays that ball into Lucas, and the team scores and whatnot. And Nancy goes, "How long was it?" And Austin goes, like a minute or so. And Nancy says something about a minute and something, that Cucho has to do something, and the whole press room just laughed. I can't remember what exactly.
He said he's like, so there was a minute and some that I was mad at him, but he ended up making the pass to Lucas, and Lucas scored.
Yeah.
Was that the pass that Lucas made the defender look silly and then just put him
on skates?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the ball went through two defenders from Cucho, like thread the needle, and then Lucas did his El Mago type stuff, made that defender fall and put it past Jonathan Bond.
And that's the thing. Lucas was unmarked there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Most definitely. So my key to the game before we move on to predictions is they got to refuel the tank. They have to refuel the tank. Jerald, me and you have gone over this a couple of times, where I said that they lost it. You said they just ran out of gas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So take what they did against Nashville, right, and what they've done every other beginning of the game, this earlier in the season, the beginning of the season. Do that for a full 90. That's what we need to see for a full 90, and not for 20, 30 minutes and sit in. It needs to be that intensity the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we win. That's how we win.
Mm-hmm.
So
respect your roots and get back to basics.
So I'm gonna take off Ty's point a little bit. It just seems to me, especially in that Nashville game and too many other games this season, outside of the Atlanta game, which I'll touch on a bit, it just seems like once we score, no matter if we go up or if we tie the game, like if we're at 1-0 or if it's 1-1, we always tend to say, okay, we're fine we got a goal. Now let's just sit and pray that our line doesn't get broken by some long ball or whatever. What we did against Atlanta is we said, okay, we got a goal. Let's go get another one and another one and another one and another one. And that eventually led to 6. That's what we need to do more often. And I think what's really holding us back is our lack of killer instinct. It's like, okay, we got a goal. Now let's press the hell out of these dudes. Let's get the ball back. Let's score another one. Wear this defense out.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is.
It is, but I'm real quick before you go to predictions, right? The crew are mentally exhausted. You could, people could say what they want. Every team is playing the exact amount of games. A young team, the way Columbus is right now with the first year new head coach, Columbus is mentally exhausted. With, this week alone, a game on Sunday, a game on Wednesday, and a game on Saturday.
That's mentally and physically draining if you're a player.
Yeah.
You're not getting that rest. You're not getting that turnaround time to rest from a game to be sharp for the next game. Yes, this pressure builds, can build diamonds, don't get me wrong, right? But just look at all the injuries that we have. Had we had time in between each game, I don't think you would see as many injuries.
No. And to add to that point, soccer is a physically demanding game. Because think about it. You're running up and down and, you're clashing heads and bodies and taking hard tackles and challenges and whatnot for 80 plus minutes. It's physically demanding and exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the third, most dangerous contact sport, behind rugby and MMA.
Yeah. All right, gents. Last segment of the show. The fun one. Everybody loves it.
Let me grab FanDuel real quick.
Oh God, here we go. If you have a gambling addiction problem, there is help.
You have your nerve. You have your nerve.
I haven't done anything.
Getting mad because Vasquez could have scored that goal.
Hey, I could have been. The only reason why I wanted that to happen was so I can buy stuff for Portland. Okay.
I haven't even touched betting. My ball knowledge is
Don't.
not superior enough.
Yeah,
Don't.
don't. You are smart, Konor. All right, starting off tomorrow, 7:00, the Five Stripes of Atlanta and the Revolution.
Where's it at?
Mercedes-Benz, Atlanta.
Okay. If it's in Atlanta, 3-2.
Okay.
Amada at least gets one. If he plays.
I am going due to, I think it's New England that has a bunch of the injuries right now, or DC.
Every team has a bunch of injuries.
Yeah, every team has like
We're at
a
that
novel of
point of the
injuries.
season.
I'm going 2-1 Atlanta.
2-2.
Oh, you're boring.
That's wild. DC, Montreal.
Give me 1-1.
Okay.
Wait, is it in Montreal or DC?
DC.
1-1.
1-0 Montreal.
Ooh.
2-1 DC.
DC's on fire right now.
Yeah.
Watch out for them.
Yeah, I'll take DC over Montreal. Miami, New York from Drive Pink Stadium.
2-1 Miami.
I'm going to go 1-1 draw, and I think this is Phil Neville's last game.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say if Miami loses, he's getting the boot. But I think a win or a draw keeps him in for at least one more game.
I'm going to go 2-0 Miami.
Oh, you going with the battered herons?
Yeah. Those are my peeps over there. New York, Cincy.
Red Bull?
No.
Sorry, New York City.
Is
Sorry.
it in Cincinnati?
No, it is in Yankee Stadium.
2-1 New York.
I'm rolling with Konor.
Give me an Aaron Judge home. Oh no, sorry, wrong sport. Give me 2-1 Cincinnati.
Not bad. Who scores?
Acosta and Baji.
I'm surprised you didn't say Vasquez.
After he didn't score and the game didn't end in a tie for me to win 500 and some odd bucks so I could get my train ticket to Portland, he's nothing. He's terrible now. Philly, Charlotte from Subaru Park.
2-0 Philly.
I'm going draw. 1-1.
Boo.
I'm gonna go outrageous. I'm gonna go 3-3.
I like that.
I'm gonna go 3-3. Charlotte gets the late equalizer. Toronto, Chicago from BMO Field. I promise. I think we should all be on the same one on this one. I can understand why he's thinking. No, we didn't hear you. What'd you say?
I said 1-1.
Okay. Jerald.
Kai Kamara 3. Toronto 0.
I'm gonna go Chicago 4, Toronto 1. Toronto is in absolute mess right now. Their messes internally, where LA Galaxy is externally, like on the field. But man, that
LA just fired their president.
Yeah, today.
Who,
Yeah.
Toronto did?
Huh?
No, the Galaxy just fired their president.
I thought we were still on Toronto, Chicago. My
Yeah,
bad.
no, we are. I was just saying that Toronto is a mess, just like the Galaxy is.
Well,
Okay,
look who their
so
coach
how
is,
come
Bob Bradley.
Toronto hasn't fired Bob Bradley yet?
If
Two star
Bob,
players Your 2 star players come out and say they hate you and they lost the locker room. Why is he still manager of your club?
Who they
It
gonna
just
get
doesn't
to?
make sense.
Who are they gonna get to replace him right now?
Caleb Porter.
Right now, Greg Berhalter.
Berhalter wouldn't even touch it with
With a 6-foot pole.
with a 6-foot wooden spoon.
Isn't he wasn't he rumored to like take the Swansea job?
He
Think
was,
so.
but I don't think that. I think that was just rumor.
Okay, gotcha.
I can
Moving
see
on.
Porter going up there.
Yeah.
To Swansea?
No,
It's Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Austin, Minnesota, Q2 Stadium.
If it's in Austin, Jossie Zardes is starting to come into form, but Austin, I think they've drawn a match and lost a match. Give me 2-2 with a Jossie Zardes brace.
I like that.
I'm not picking Austin to win, but I don't see them losing.
Yeah.
So
I think Reynosa is back starting this week.
isn't Driussi back for Austin?
I don't think so.
Ooh,
Is he?
that's a good question. Hang on 1 second. Who did they face last?
Houston.
Then Houston beat him like 2-1,
Yep.
I think, and that was in
Excuse me.
Shell Energy Stadium. The Copa Teja.
Excuse me, Jesus Christ, schedule.
Texas is still orange.
Texas will always be orange. We don't talk about the green team.
What about the red team?
You mean FC Frisco?
Fair, touche.
They're irrelevant.
He did not start, and he wasn't on the bench.
So he might be out.
Okay.
I thought he was like a knee injury or something. I don't know. I don't follow Austin Twitter, so
Yeah.
I believe Reynosa should be back for Minnesota.
well, if Reynosa's back, that's a huge difference, and I might need to change my prediction.
He did he is available to start, yes.
Okay, so give me 3-2 Loon. I'm changing my prediction. Give me 3-2 Minnesota.
Give me 3-1
Minnesota? Okay.
Give me 2-1 Minnesota.
So we're on agreement here.
Yeah.
First time that's happened this show.
Yeah, honestly. KC Dallas from Children's Mercy Park.
I liked what I saw from Kansas City. I think Peter Vermees is still on the hot seat. How he got a contract extension, I have no idea. But Dallas is on fire. Give me Dallas 2-1, Paul Arriola and Jesus Ferreira on the score sheet.
Okay.
You know what I'm gonna say in Jesus Ferreira that I trust, and I'm gonna go bold, and it's gonna be 4-0 Dallas.
Ooh.
All right. Give me 3-1 KC.
Boo.
Alan Pulido with a hattie. America First Field sees Salt Lake in the Galaxy. I think we could all be on agreement on this one. Yeah, we don't even need to. I'm not even going to say a score.
I'm going to go 2-1 Salt Lake.
Okay.
But I do think Ricky Puig gets the Galaxy's one.
That's an angry little guy.
It will be a late consolation goal after RSL goes up 2-0.
Okay.
1-1 draw.
All right.
Jerald, the Galaxy is terrible.
Yes, they are, but they
Douglas
still have...
Costa has a warrant out for his arrest.
What did he do?
not play alimony.
Yeah.
All right. Settle down for the folks in the back. 3-0. Salt Lake.
RSL.
That's better. I'm just going to go Salt Lake.
RSL, they got some talent. They just can't.
They just
play
can't
as a
find.
team.
Yeah. Gearing off of well, no, never mind. I've never watched them play a day in my life, so we're not even going to touch that game.
What game?
CONCACAF Champions League, Lyon and LAFC.
LAFC. 1-0.
Give me Leona 1-0.
Oh, you're going.
Wait, is the first leg? Is
The
the
first-
first leg in Mexico?
Yeah, first leg's in Mexico.
Okay, so hear me out.
He said, "Hear me out." Okay.
1-1 draw in Mexico. LAFC takes a 1-0 away goal lead back to BMO Stadium. I wanted to say Bank of California Stadium, and it's not that anymore. That game ends 0-0. LAFC are your 2023 CONCACAF Champions League champions by a score of 1 away goal to 0.
So you're going 1-1 draw, and then a 0-0 draw with LAFC winning.
On away goals,
Okay, gotcha.
if that makes sense.
Give me
Yeah, it does.
Give me 1-0 Leona.
Oh my gosh. Give me 2-1 LAFC. All right, back to MLS. We got 3 games left. Seattle, San Jose.
2-2.
Lumen Field.
Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle.
You sort of cut away there, Konor.
Hold on.
You said 2-2, right?
I said 2-1 Seattle.
Oh, 2-1 Seattle. Okay,
Yeah, I had my AirPod in, so that's probably causing problems.
you're good.
Give me. I'm gonna do it. Give me 2-1 San Jose.
1-1 draw. That's what I'm going for. Vancouver, Houston.
I was muted. Is it in Vancouver?
Yes, BC place.
I have no idea where Vancouver's keeper came from. I know he's from the J League in Japan, but he is one of the best I have seen. I think he gets a clean sheet here. Give me 2-0 Vancouver at home.
Fair. Give me Houston 1-0.
Who scores? Hector?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 2-1 Vancouver. Julian Gressel with a brace.
What about that wonder kid? Help me out. Is it Bush? It's not Bush, is it?
Hang on, let me see.
I can see his face. I just can't think of his name.
Why can't I freaking? I want to say yes, but don't hold me to that. Go back a date. Did they play? They did. Yeah, they played. Oh, that was the Canadian Championship, though. Golly, so they haven't had a game in like 2 weeks. No, in a week. Vancouver.
The Canadian team should be well rested.
Lineups.
He came off the bench and scored a winner in Minnesota for Vancouver.
Against Minnesota?
Yeah.
How
Came
long
off the
ago was
bench.
that game? Do you know?
When we're looking, I just want to give a shout out to the GOAT, Chris Duran. He just followed me on Twitter.
Chris Doran. Great guy he is.
I haven't talked to him, but I've heard he's one of the best
Oh, yeah.
in the business.
Oh, yeah. By
He is.
far.
He did the Indy 11 game, I think. Did he do that game?
Yeah, he did the
Okay.
yeah, if I remember correctly, yeah, he did.
I just like his anytime Columbus scores, it's like a shot and a goal for Columbus. I can't do the voice. I can't do it. I'm just gonna leave that to him.
Oh yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. He's a
Yeah.
great guy. I do not see who it is.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Huh.
I
I know who you're talking about. I just don't see him anywhere.
I'm on their Twitter page right now.
Wait, that's Saturday. Never mind. I said 200. All right, last game, Columbus, Colorado.
it's Beecher, Becker.
Beecher, that's who it is. Yeah, that guy.
Thank you, Mama Fisher, in the comments.
Yep, Becker.
Couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
Betcher.
Columbus, Colorado, last game.
3-1 Crew.
3-1 Crew.
3-1 Crew.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, love it. Also, that is the name of the Chicago-based supporters group.
Yeah. I'm going 4-1.
So you switch it to 3-1?
No, I was talking about Konor said 3-1.
Oh.
I'm going 4-1.
So who scores?
Yeah, that was going to be my question too.
Who scores?
I can give you mine.
Amundsen.
Okay.
Cucho.
All right. You got two more.
Aiden.
That's a good shout.
And Farsi.
Farsi? Has he scored a first team goal in MLS?
No.
Not in. Yes, he has.
He scored against the Indy 11.
That's right.
I don't think he has an MLS yet.
No, so he hasn't scored in MLS, but in U.S. Cup he has.
Okay. I'm going to say Lucas, Cucho, Ramirez.
I'm going Lucas with a brace.
Me like that.
Nagby. Yeah.
That's a out of nowhere shot.
From left field.
Hey, Konor, one thing about Ty actually called one of Quentin's goals.
Which one was that?
In Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Did you call the Arpston one?
No, none of us did.
No, none of us did. Nah, I honestly didn't think he would play. I'm not going to lie to you. Honestly, didn't think he'd play.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't watch many Crew 2 games last season. Did Farsi play kind of the role that he's playing now?
Yes.
He did?
That's a Jerald question.
Yes.
So he got forward a lot in that wingback position, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
That was his – when he was on that right side, he just – the way he connected with Jason, it was like watching an artist paint a picture right in front of you. You know, just that connection, and it just – he knew exactly right where to put it for Jason, and Jason was able to put it home.
Gentlemen, any last comments, concerns?
I got nothing.
If you guys are going to the game tomorrow, the team will be at the corner the west entrance, about 6:15-ish probably. They say 5:55 so people can start lining up. We know they don't come in until, about 6:15-ish, 6:20-ish. Be out there to support them as that bus is pulling up.
Do you? I've never done that before. Hopefully, when I get to a game before I move states, are they allowed to stop and like sign autographs and stuff?
No.
Oh, they're not.
No, because it's straight off of the bus, in through the entrance, and down the stairs to the locker room.
Okay, I thought they would be allowed to stop and sign autographs and take pictures pregame, but I did not know that.
Is it, Jerald?
Hey, you got anything?
I got nothing.
I have to referee tomorrow, so I can't go to the game.
Well, send me your questions and concerns.
I'll be watching the game.
Well, yeah, I'll be home for like the second half, I think. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
send me questions and
I will. I can probably watch the second half and write up a recap really freaking quick.
And
this is for Massive Report.
This is actually counting down the last times before Bailey leaves.
Her last game is Saturday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it is Saturday because she leaves on the 10th.
Yeah, I think so.
So who's taking over the crew for the dispatch?
To be determined at this time. But other than that, Konor, my friend, you have been a wonderful guest.
Thank you for having me on.
No problem.
Hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're more than happy to come on the show anytime you want. Just shout the word and you're in.
You're an honorary Wiseman.
Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Had a late one, but it was a good one. It was definitely a good one. Definitely a good one. Tomorrow, be there. Crew take on Colorado Rapids, and whatnot. That is it for us. Jerald, are we still doing one on Saturday morning?
Yeah, it's game day, right?
Cool. We'll be back here on your computer screens, on your TVs, on your mobile devices. Saturday morning, 11 a.m.
11:15.
11:15. Saturday morning, 11:15 to preview the Charlotte match and a quick recap of the match tomorrow against the Rapids. Konor, again, thank you so much for joining in.
Yep.
Jerald, as tradition goes, wise men say,
only fools rush in.
Have a good night, everybody, and be safe.
Stay wise out there.